The deadline for the Shrewsbury Asia Poetry Competition is the 13th of May. There are 2 categories, written and performance. For the written category, you need to make a cover sheet with your name, class, school, and the title of your poem. None of those things should be on your poem. For the performance category, you need to share a video by email to your librarian. Your email should have your name, class, school, and title of the poem, but the video should not have your name, class, or school.
For the theme of your poem, choose something positive, such as adventure, my life, hope, or the future. Written poems should be no longer than 200 words. A video of a recited poem should be no longer than 3 minutes.
I want to talk to you about how to make your poems the best possible poems for this competition, starting with the written poems. First, when you're doing your written poem, make sure you're using a lot of great details throughout the poem so it creates a good picture in the readers' and the judges' minds. You also want to give yourself a creative title. Don't just use the theme as your title of your poem. Make sure that when you do this, you write it very neatly in your best handwriting or type it very neatly. And finally, check your spelling so that you don't turn in a poem with a lot of misspelled words. If you choose to do the performance poetry where you're submitting a video, there are several other things to remember. You want to perform your video, not recite it. If you were to read your poem, it's not going to be as effective as if you memorize your poem and can really show us what a great poem you've written. If you choose to post your poem behind the camera, please make sure that you're not seen to be reading each line like that. Your audio quality is extremely important in your video. The judges should not have to turn the volume up to 100% and still strain to hear all the words of your poem. Be sure to play back your poem and make sure that it can be clearly heard at a normal volume level. Facial expressions. Practice in front of a mirror reciting your poem, because what you want to do is make sure your facial expression matches what the mood and the emotions are in your poem. If you have a very sad or serious part of your poem, you don't want to deliver it with a great big smile on your face because that doesn't match. Also, gestures. You are not standing still in front of the camera to perform a poem. When you perform a poem, you use your hands, your facial expressions, and your arms a little bit in order to emphasize certain things or to make a point. So practice in front of a mirror to make sure you have gestures that match your poem as you perform it.